The world was jolted by breaking news. Two U.S. Navy aircraft down in the South China Sea, just 30 minutes apart. Headlines exploded and global markets trembled. In Washington and Beijing, officials scrambled for answers. This wasn't just a military mishap, it was a geopolitical shockwave in the world's most contested waters. The USS Ronald Reagan Carrier Strike Group was at the center, its advanced aircraft lost in rapid succession. Was it coincidence, mechanical failure, or something more sinister? No one knew. Families of the crew waited in agony, while the Pentagon confirmed the incidents but offered few details. U.S. allies expressed concern, knowing any sign of American weakness could embolden rivals. Meanwhile, Beijing and Moscow stayed silent, their media framing the event as evidence of American decline. The world watched as speculation and anxiety filled the information vacuum. The stage was set for a battle of narratives, with the South China Sea as the arena. For those aboard the Reagan, the crisis was personal. Survival was all that mattered. The silence from official channels only deepened the sense of dread. The next moves would shape the balance of power in the Indo-Pacific. Why does a crash here matter so much? The South China Sea is the world's maritime crossroads. 1/3 of global shipping, trillions in trade, flows through these waters. For Japan, South Korea, and Taiwan, open sea lanes are a matter of survival. Any disruption here ripples through the global economy. The region is a flashpoint, with overlapping territorial claims and China's sweeping 9-dash line rejected by international law but enforced by military might. Beijing's artificial islands bristle with runways and missiles, alarming neighbors and drawing in the U.S. as a counterweight. U.S. Navy freedom of navigation operations challenge China's claims, asserting these are international waters. Each American patrol is a high-stakes signal to you. The U.S. won't accept unilateral control. Chinese forces shadow U.S. ships and tensions run high. One misstep could spark disaster. When an American aircraft goes down here, it's more than an accident. It's a test of resolve. China sees opportunity to claim technological spoils, to project U.S. weakness. U.S. allies worry about American commitment. Every incident is a move in a strategic chess match, with regional stability at stake. The world's eyes are fixed on these waters, where power and principle collide. The stakes could not be higher. Aboard the USS Ronald Reagan, the day began like any other. Flight deck bustling, crews focused, routines followed. Pilots and sailors moved with practiced precision, their training second to none. The first mission, a routine patrol by an MH-60R Seahawk helicopter. Pre-flight checks complete, the Seahawk lifted off, vanishing into the humid morning air. Below deck, life continued. Meals prepared, engines monitored, radars watched. No one suspected disaster was moments away. The ship was a city at sea, united in purpose. But in minutes, routine would give way to chaos. Two unforeseen events would test every ounce of their training and resolve. The calm before the storm was about to end. 20 miles from the carrier, the Seahawk's cockpit lit up with warnings. A violent vibration, systems failing. The pilots declared an emergency, voices steady but urgent. The Reagan's bridge snapped to action, turning toward the stricken chopper and launching rescue teams. The Seahawk's crew braced for a water landing, fighting to keep the aircraft level. The impact was brutal, metal and water colliding, chaos in the cabin. Training took over, harnesses released, life vests inflated, the crew escaped the sinking wreck. 4 survivors bobbed in the choppy sea, watching their helicopter disappear beneath the waves. They were alive, together, but alone, adrift and waiting for rescue. The carrier was still miles away. Every second in the water felt like an eternity. Their ordeal was just beginning. The Reagan's crew raced against time. The first crisis was far from over. As the Seahawk rescue unfolded, disaster struck again. An F/A-18E Super Hornet launched from the Reagan, then a sickening bang, flames, and a catastrophic loss of thrust. The pilot had seconds to react. He pulled the ejection handle, rocketing clear as his jet plunged into the sea in a fireball. The bridge watched in stunned silence, 2 crashes in 30 minutes. Rescue helicopters diverted to the new emergency. The pilot, parachute deployed, drifted toward the water, vulnerable and alone. The explosion was immense, the urgency to recover him even greater. The Reagan was now the center of 2 simultaneous rescue operations. The day had gone from bad to worse. The world's most dangerous waters had just become even more volatile. The crew braced for what might come next. Against all odds, every crew member survived. The Seahawks 4 huddled together, locator beacons activated, discipline holding as they waited for rescue. The Super Hornet pilot was spotted quickly. A rescue swimmer plunged into the sea, securing him for extraction. Both rescues were triumphs of training and teamwork. Back on the Reagan, cheers greeted the survivors. Injuries were minor, but the shock was profound. The human element shone through, lives saved, but at a steep cost. 2 advanced aircraft now lay at the bottom of the South China Sea. The loss raised urgent questions about readiness and possible systemic failure. More pressing, the wreckage contained sensitive technology. The Pentagon's relief was tempered by a new, dangerous problem. The race to recover secrets had begun. With the crews safe, a new mission began: recover the wreckage before China could. The Super Hornet's remains held advanced radar, electronic warfare gear, and classified tech. Losing it to a rival would be a nightmare for U.S. security. The Navy dispatched salvage ships and deep-diving robots to locate and retrieve the jet from the ocean floor. Chinese vessels loomed nearby, watching, ready to interfere. The U.S. established a security perimeter, every move scrutinized. The operation was a tense, high-stakes race. One misstep could escalate the crisis. If China reached the wreckage first, the intelligence loss would be immense. The salvage wasn't just about hardware, it was about protecting future American missions. The deep-sea battle for secrets had begun, silent but critical. The world watched, knowing the outcome could shift the balance of power. The crisis echoed a haunting precedent, the 2001 Hainan Island incident. Then, a U.S. surveillance plane collided with a Chinese jet, forcing an emergency landing in China. The American crew was held for days. The plane's secrets were picked apart. The standoff nearly pushed the U.S. and China to the brink. Diplomacy eventually prevailed, but the scars lingered. Today, the stakes are even higher. China's military is vastly more capable, its confidence greater. Sensitive U.S. technology is again at risk, this time in far deeper waters. The world is watching to see if history will repeat itself, or if cooler heads will prevail. The risk of miscalculation is greater than ever. The lesson: in the South China Sea, small incidents can spiral into global crises. The ghosts of Hainan haunt every move. The margin for error is razor thin. As the rescue and salvage unfolded, a new battle raged, the war of narratives. The Pentagon stressed competence and control, highlighting the crew's survival and rapid response. U.S. media focused on heroism, but questions about readiness and maintenance loomed. China's state media seized the moment, mocking U.S. power and portraying the crashes as proof of decline. The propaganda war aimed to shake allies' faith in America and boost China's image as the region's new leader. Every U.S. misstep was magnified, every success downplayed. For allies, the images were unsettling. For rivals, an opportunity. The real damage was to America's reputation and credibility. The crisis forced hard questions in Washington. Is the Navy overstretched? Are years of strain taking their toll? The line between strength and vulnerability had never been thinner. Salvaging wreckage was just the start. The U.S. must reassess its strategy, resources, and resolve in the Indo-Pacific. The world's most dangerous region demands nothing less. The next chapter is unwritten, and the stakes have never been higher.